This is Jay Lewis from Tech Boner, and I have a question. Do you think T-Mobile's network have the speed you need? Let's try to answer that question with T-Mobile's test drive. T-Mobile's running a promotion where they're sending you a hotspot absolutely free that includes 30 gigabytes of data or 30 days, whichever comes first to use. T-Mobile seems very confident in their network, so let's take T-Mobile's test drive for a test drive.
Tech Boner!
Let's go!
Get excited about tech!
The reason I'm doing this test because I'm an AT&T customer and I'm looking for an alternative. And I've been very impressed by the things that I've seen coming from T-Mobile. And I even tried T-Mobile on an MVNO, and I've been very impressed with that also. But in some cases, the network is not that good. So I did some tests and I discovered that MVNOs gets throttled when the network is congested. And basically, we just get the crumbs. So, with the test drive, I have a chance to test T-Mobile's network on the real T-Mobile network. So the way this test is gonna go, I'm gonna have 3 phones, one running AT&T, one running a SIM with the T-Mobile's MVNO, and the test drive, and see which one has the better speeds. So here we go. So now, I have 3 devices set up, and for this test, I'm going to use 2 apps. I'm going to use Signal Spy to show all the network and the Wi-Fi that's running on each device, and I'm going to use Speed Test to actually conduct the speed test. So right now, I want to show you on the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. I have the Wi-Fi hotspot running from the test drive, and as you can see, it says CoolPad, and that's the test drive device. On the OnePlus 7 Pro, I have an AT&T SIM, and as you can see, I'm running AT&T network on the OnePlus 7 Pro, and on the OnePlus 6, I'm running an MVNO via the T-Mobile network. Now, another thing I want to mention, when I use my devices, I'm in my family room most of the time in my basement. So the speed tests are being done in my basement, so it may be kind of challenging. So now let's set up the speed test. Let's see if I can get this going. All right, now I have them running, so let's conduct the speed test. So as a start, the T-Mobile test drive seems like it's doing better right now, but the other 2 devices haven't finished yet. But the OnePlus 6 on the MVNO kind of took the lead with the fastest speed. So let it complete, and let's get to the results. So on that first speed test, it appears that the device that's running the speed test on the T-Mobile hotspot, the test drive, came in second. It appears that the OnePlus 7 Pro on AT&T is kind of the slowest, so far T-Mobile is faster. And surprisingly, the device that's running the MVNO via the T-Mobile network has the fastest speed. So I'm going to run one more speed test to see if it was a fluke or not. So let's go. Okay, now we have them running. And again, it's kind of close. But it appears that T-Mobile so far is doing better. And let's see. taking a little time, but we're almost done. So again, the results are about the same. The T-Mobile test drive is in second place, about the same as before. AT&T is the slowest, and again, surprisingly, the device that's running the MVNO via the T-Mobile network was the fastest. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna go out in the field and travel around my city and go to the places that I usually go. And the thing I wanna do is decide, will the T-Mobile be able to take the place of my AT&T? So I'll get back to you when I get in the field. Okay, everyone, we're hitting the road. This is our first little road trip, not really far, to test out the T-Mobile test drive. And I'm gonna do a little traveling to different areas that I usually travel to. Usually when I try to pick a carrier, I try to see if I have service at the places I need it, the places that I usually go. So we're gonna get this started. And this is going to just be one part. We're headed to the Trumbull Mall that's in Trumbull, Connecticut. And when we get there, I'm going to do a test call and a speed test. So I'm going to sign out for now. And when we arrive at that destination, I'll let you know how it went. Okay, this is our first stop on the T-Mobile test drive. We're at the Trumbull Mall. And we're going to go and do a couple of speed tests to see how good the network works here. Sometimes I have a little difficulty on AT&T, so let's see what happens. Okay, we're all set up. So first, we have the OnePlus 6 running on an MVNO via the T-Mobile network. Then we have the Note 10 Plus running on the T-Mobile test drive hotspot. And as you can see, it says Cool Pad right there. And then we have the OnePlus 7 Pro running on the AT&T network. So I'm going to set up the speed test and see if the results are any different from my first test in my home. And let's go. Wow, so right now, the AT&T SIM is doing a little better. The T-Mobile network is doing really good, but the OnePlus 6 that's running on the T-Mobile via the MVNO had some really quick speeds. And right now, the T-Mobile test drive hotspot is almost finished up, but it seemed like at this location, that AT&T is doing well, and I usually have really bad service. But the MVNO on T-Mobile speed test is doing good, but the hotspot is not doing as good as the other two devices. So I'm gonna run it one more time. Wow, and again, AT&T is out of the box really fast. The MVNO via T-Mobile is still really good. And the test spot, the test drive is about the same as before. We're almost done with the uploads. And it appears that it may be the same findings as the first time. Again, the T-Mobile via the MVNO, the hotspot running, and AT&T. At this particular time, AT&T like blew it out the box. Before they were last in my home, but I'm gonna go to one more location and I'll wrap up this test. One more speed test here. This is another place that I frequent when I'm going around, and I'll tell you what it do. Okay, right now we have all three devices set up. It's the same lineup as before. On the OnePlus 6, we have the MVNO running via T-Mobile. On the Note 10 Plus, we have the hotspot, the test drive. And on the OnePlus 7 Pro, we have AT&T. So right now, it appears that AT&T is still doing better than it did in my home, and the T-Mobile still performing well. But let's see who has the fastest speeds. So right now it seems like AT&T did better than all the networks. So we're gonna wrap this up, and that's the end of that test. So those are the results, and I'm really surprised by the findings that T-Mobile on an NBNO had better speeds than the T-Mobile test drive via the hotspot. And also surprising enough, AT&T did better in places that I usually don't have really good service. But all in all the networks performed pretty good. T-Mobile performed excellent. But now I have a decision to make. Do I stay with AT&T? Because in my home, the speeds in AT&T weren't as good as the T-Mobile speeds. But that's a decision I have to make. I still have the test drive for 30 days and 30 gigabytes. So there may be some more testing, but for now, I have a decision to make. So thanks for watching. I ask you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for more videos. And everyone, have a blessed day.